see what you're doing.
It's kind of hard to explain. It's not your typical slasher movie.
Don't you see it?
What the heck did I just watch? What was that film that we just saw? And can I watch it again?
In this movie, Jacob comes back for another round of mayhem.
Oh my God! Oh my God! That is not the time you want to be in a room with a psychopath like that.
People just like to be scared. Be scared. Be scared. Be scared. Be scared. Be scared.
I wanted to pay respect to the original while at the same time building upon that and really turning Jacob Goodnight into a horror icon. As a fan of both the WWE and horror, we had to push ourselves to make something fantastic. Good isn't good enough. It has to be great, so we're constantly modifying, constantly pushing things.
We're definitely doing things that are completely unique. I mean, every time we've come up with like the new kill on this show, we've really kind of knocked our brains to kind of make sure that it's not something that people have seen before.
Any of you jokers down here?
We're gonna be killing Holden, played by Michael Eklund. We kill him in 2 parts, and we're bringing back Jacob Goodnight's signature hook and chain weapon.
You know, I'm the supervisor of the morgue. I'm kind of the chaperone for everyone, so at that point, I'm just looking for where the party is. And what I run into is Jacob Goodnight. Help! Help! And that's where my party ends.
And then he just starts wheeling for his life. Jacob Goodnight hooks the chain into the back of the wheelchair, yanks it back like the force of nature. I thought it was 3 stunt guys that were pulling it back and out of his reach. No, it was just Kane.
After he gets ejected from his wheelchair, he starts crawling down the hall and he realizes he can't move any further, and he looks down and he sees that there's a hook into his calf.
My aim's pretty good, yeah. I told the camera guys to get out of the way because I was throwing it pretty good. Unfortunately for Holden, because he's paralyzed from the waist down, he doesn't realize that the hook is embedded in his leg as he's trying to get away. So it's a pretty terrifying scene.
So how we made that illusion of that happening is that we fitted him with a harness, jerk vest, and we put a wire down through his pant leg to another ankle harness and ran it down to the chain, and then just dressed it with a bunch of blood, and then hooked that fake hook onto our real chain wire and our ankle harness, and basically used that at the pole. So Michael Eklund didn't have any strain except for in the shoulders. It wasn't really pulling on his leg because of the wire was connected to the harness. So, and then we had Kane really pull the real chain and Michael, which he could do with ease.
I think it's so brutal because it's just so simple. And I think it's a perfect weapon for him. So, yeah, I'm glad I bit it with the old hook and the chain.
I've seen special effects come a long way. You want to be in the audience and you want to feel the knife going through.
I went in for a prosthetic fitting, and it's for my midsection, exact replica of me. And I was like, "What? Why are we doing this?" He's like, "Oh, you don't know? We're putting a reciprosaw through your chest. We're gonna cut right through." And I was like, "Oh, that's freaking awesome."
We have Grayson on a slant board rig, so it's kind of his head with an artificial body. It's kind of an old magic trick, and yeah, it should be pretty gruesome.
Basically what we're gonna do is take this big bad boy here that has blood tubes rigged up to it, and Chris is gonna be underneath the table with the saw. We fill this with all kinds of goo, put that right up there, and then basically we just pull the trigger, getting a nice nasty bloody mess.
We give them what they want, a lot of action, a lot of blood, and people love that kind of thing, so. And there's girls in it too. People like girls and blood.
It's a horror movie.
Oh my God, I see it.
Are you bleeding? You're bleeding. I find my friends, I tell them what's happened, they're like, what? And I think I eventually get lost, and I'm hiding, and he finds me, and I get my neck chopped horrifically while my best friend Amy has to watch through a window and her eyes lock, and I just spurt blood and die.
the fleshing knife. The fleshing knife was designed medically. It was never actually made because it was so expensive, but we thought, we have to give this guy a real weapon, something really original.
It's intimidating. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's for, but they gave it to me and said, here, swing this.
We actually created a completely original weapon called a fleshing knife that's never been made before as a signature weapon. And one of the things about that, it is hooked at the end. So it's like his hook and chain weapon, but it's kind of upgraded.
We're actually not killing the actors, we're actually faking it. But we try to fake it really well. So we want to make sure that we really killed Catherine off properly. And she just accidentally runs into the swing of Jacob Goodknife's blade, and it doesn't cut her head off. We thought we'd make it a little different. It actually just kind of wings her a little bit, slices her well enough that her neck opens completely up and sprays all over the place. And so we're actually doing the key shot where the blade pierces her neck as a combo shot. This is a practical and digital shot where we're taking practical elements and we're actually compositing them into her neck. So you'll actually believe that her neck splits open and spews all this blood all in one shot. So it should be pretty cool.
First we have an insert neck piece that we've made, and this will be used for compositing elements after. So you can see it's a duplicate of her face minus the cranium, but basically we'll shoot this element, which will be composited later onto our actress.
And then all of that's overlaid using computer graphics and using a computer to put the plates together so it all comes out seamlessly. My favorite kill is actually when Jacob Goodknife himself is killed, meets his demise by being embalmed.
The way we ultimately took him down with the embalming fluid was actually suggested by our production manager, Donald Monroe, who's worked in the medical field. He was telling us all these different things. He was going on and on and on. He was talking about embalming and formaldehyde and how it comes out blue. And we're like, wait a minute, embalmed alive. That's what we're gonna do. We'll embalm him alive.
You're not so tough.
We stab him in the leg with one of those big embalming wands, and we start pumping the fluid in. So he's gonna first bleed red. Like, the idea is that we're pushing blue embalming fluid through his whole body. So he's first gonna bleed blood through all his wounds, and then he's gonna bleed blue embalming fluid. And then we're gonna make his neck bulge and his veins bulge like he's about ready to explode. Should be pretty cool. When Jacob bleeds, we actually have tubes in the off-camera side, and we're working him under his costume and underneath his mask, and then they just get pumped by Jason, who's off-camera. He's got this big pump that he just presses, and away he goes. And he'll have a way of triggering the red and the blue, so the plumbing will all kind of sync together. Should be pretty good.
People just like to be scared. Be scared, be scared, be scared.